What's up, everybody? My name is Marco Dupa. That right there is Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Switch
That's
it up.
Adam.
Sitting on the wrong side.
Yeah, you fucking me up.
Yeah.
Adam Obesius Rodriguez, Drunk Dave Romero,
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Hey. Jose Juan.
and
He's
Gavin Benner on the ones and twos. Tonight's brew is the Gulden Draak Ale. It's a product of Belgium. You guys said it was a Belgian ale, correct?
Yes.
Yep.
All I know is it's 10.5 ABV.
Oh my
so-
God, I didn't even see that.
Yeah, buddy.
Jeez Louise.
I'm excited because this is a very gorgeous bottle. You're gonna see the pour in a minute, but this is a good looking packaging. So
It's handsome.
I'm excited. Let's get it going. Tonight is the One Baron Podcast.
I wish we had more than 4.
Tonight.
Lost to be found by someone to save you when you're down. Yes, I'm bored when it's bright out. So bored when it's bright out. 4 to 5 a.m. takes me to a place where I fit in.
Delicious foam. This is already really good, I can tell.
That's good.
Oh yeah. Just making him dance.
It's hitting them already.
Marco's already drunk. Go home.
I'm having a hard time keeping these alligators down. Woo!
Yeah. Wow. This is strong.
Yeah, it is. You can definitely taste the strength.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's really good.
I do like Belgian beers. Big fan of them.
From Belgiria.
From Belgiria. I love the Belgarians. This one is very, very good. If I had to give it a number, folks, I would give it a 5. It is very strong, very flavorful. Not something that I would have.
Sounds more like a disclaimer than like a
No, he's like warning people.
Be very
It's
careful.
Very flavorful.
very,
it's
like
very
if you're
strong.
teaching a child how to drink beer, it's
Sit-
very flavorful
you have
and
to
very strong.
Sip lightly.
Sip lightly, sit down, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, do not stand.
Get off the couch. Sip it.
It's good. It's a good adult beer.
Yeah, we'll see how adult you are at the end of this.
Bing bang boom. I'm gonna give it a 5 also. I think I'm really into this flavor, and I like the higher ABV because you don't have to drink too many to still get that to get fucked up. You know, what I'm saying? We're not trying to get fucked up. We're trying to have a professional working
Yes.
environment. But I think that the higher ABV does add to the taste a little bit, and I'm a fan of ales also. So
Yeah, they definitely usually go hand in hand with a stronger flavor. So I don't know what this flavor is though. It's like there's a sweetness to it. It's almost like an apple-ish flavor.
crisp.
Or perhaps a cherry?
No cherry. No cherry.
No, Gav was telling me that cherry flavored beers are very big in Belgiria.
Interesting. So
Dave,
what do you think? Yeah.
That is good though. It's a 5.
All right.
Let that flavor talk for itself.
Yeah.
5 all around. Very good.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's up,
So-
guys?
Yeah.
What's up?
Nothing.
Very busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, getting a lot of Bloodborne in.
That's
just gonna jump right into
That's
it.
your busyness.
That's
That's
fine.
been keeping you busy.
Yep,
You are the only one out of all of us that has gotten Bloodborne so far.
not true. Gavin has it.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I didn't know you actually went out and got it.
What do you?
Wait, you got it digitally?
No, Dave, let me.
Yeah, we're doing the game share thing,
Oh.
Oh.
which is pretty cool because you
And
can
we
play
can
it.
play it at the same time.
I'm zipper stuck. You can play it, and I can play it at the same time. He has it on my profile on his PlayStation. But anyway, it's a really good game. Good game.
Very good game.
It is Gulden Draak.
Yes, it's
It's
Gulden
good.
Draak. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't know where to really begin with it. It's
Well, you know,
It seems too easy.
It's
Tell me more.
This guy. It's been getting a lot of traction. It's been getting a lot of critical acclaim. A lot of reviews. The first initial reviews have been a lot of 9.5s, 5.5s, some perfect ratings. I don't know if it's a perfect game because I got a little bit of that butt. I know you did.
I did too.
I've been getting a lot of butt.
So
All the butt.
Where to start, I guess. How does it compare to Dark Souls?
It's a bit cleaner. Like it runs a little bit better. The gameplay is a lot more aggressive since there's no shield for you to hide behind, and they actually give you incentive to kind of go after enemies. For those who don't know anything about Dark Souls, it is a very challenging, hardcore third-person slash 'em up.
Yeah.
The way that I compared it to Adam was we played Wolfenstein on Uber, and it's very similar to that, just a different style of gameplay.
Yeah.
In the sense that you run through a level, the enemies are always going to be where they're at, but it's incredibly difficult. You have to, really get everything down packed and like in a routine.
Yeah.
You master that arena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You become, you just master it, and I'm just at a loss for words right now.
Can't even.
Nope.
Games like that, kind of like Dark Souls for one, Bloodborne, Hotline Miami. You're intended to die a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you will.
And right. And then once you kind of get the rhythm and how you want to kind of tackle each area, that's when you can kind of speed run through it once
Right.
you've kind of got it down packed. But you're
even,
gonna die.
Even a game like Bloodborne, you can't. When you were playing it, I was telling you like you can't. The one thing you never want to do is feel like you're powerful. Never rush into a situation.
Right.
Whereas in like Hotline Miami and Wolfenstein on Uber is like you get in, you shoot them, you go, you move on, and it's just like this chain. But with Bloodborne, it's you walk into a room, you have to scan the room, see like, all right, who's gonna kill me? Where's another enemy? Where could an enemy be hiding? How can I take this guy out?
Yeah.
But it's all just strategy, and everything has to be very carefully planned.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll just fuck up and die.
Yeah.
And even when you think you're doing good and you're thinking doing well, and you jump in there, like just one little mistake, one little tiny difference in the way you do something,
You get humbled.
Well,
instantly.
that's what happened with me. I jumped in there. My first run, I fucking ran through it. I'm like, oh man, I got this shit.
This is
down
Devil May Cry, right?
And then I died. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. But I had racked up like 2,500. What is the currency or whatever?
Blood Echoes.
Blood Echoes, 2,500 of them, and I was feeling myself.
Then you wait a half hour for it to load the level again.
Then you wait a half hour.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Then you jump back in.
You think about what you did wrong.
And I got my back broken. I was made humble by my next run through. And then after that, I never made it further than, I don't know, 5 minutes in. Like the first one, I was in it for about 15 minutes just slashing away. I'm like, oh, I got this shit. Die, come back. And it was like I just couldn't do it again.
Yeah.
It was just,
They do a good trick in that first level. Because, I mean, mind you, everybody, me and Marco at least have only played maybe the first 10 minutes or something like that. Just to get a feel of the game, but they do a cool thing in that first 5 minutes of it, where spoiler alert, you have to die when you first begin the game, and then you come back with weapons, and you can kill that enemy that killed you, and that's really the story of the game in a nutshell. You go into this thing, something unexpected happens, you get murdered brutally, and then you come back stronger, and you're able to defeat it, and you feel stronger because of that.
Right.
You know.
There's a very steep learning curve. But once you get over that and you understand how the game works, you can get further in the game without having to be, infinitely or exponentially stronger than your opponents to beat them.
Right.
Where you start playing smart.
Yep.
Where you face the enemy so many times, you know what attack they're going to do by the wind up, and you can either dodge them or attack them or shoot them to make them stagger. But yeah, one thing I noticed about the game is everything in that game is designed to be difficult. The moment you get into the game, they don't tell you where to go. They give you like a really brief tutorial on the controls and how everything works. The items have very brief descriptions. Even the multiplayer is difficult, where in order to even multiplayer, you need to get to a certain level. You need to get something called a beckoning bell. Then you have to ring the bell, and then someone has to get into it. If you want to play with a friend, you need something called a lesser bell, and then the other person needs the beckoning bell. Then you need to set a password. Then you need to be in the same area.
This is seriously.
Stop.
That is way too difficult to play play co-op in this game.
Intended to be like that because the co-op isn't something that you're supposed to depend on.
Yeah,
the co-op is like, I need help for this area.
It's like phoning a friend.
Specifically, yeah. So when you do that, it costs like a little bit of the in-game money, the insight, and yeah, like you're not supposed to just rely on it. You aren't supposed to just co-op with a buddy.
Still seems like they're making it a little too difficult to kind of get that going.
That's the whole niche of the game, man. It's supposed to be a difficult
But that,
game.
I mean, difficulty as far as gameplay is one thing, but like actually like an aspect of the game, like making that hard just seems like, I don't know, seems like a bit much.
Making it unintuitive on purpose.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to make it harder for people just doesn't seem, it seems counterproductive.
There's a fine line between the game being difficult and the game being just unintuitive and, you know,
hard for being hard's sake.
Poorly created, which I don't think this game is in any means. But I'm just saying there are some throwbacks in that game that I can automatically tell. It feels like an old like Capcom game.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Well, I mean, the way I see it, it's intended to be a single player game. Like I said, the co-op is just something for you to fall back on when you need it, except for the chalice dungeons, which are insanely difficult, and the boss fights, pretty much. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I mean, there was no reason why they couldn't go, all right, well, it's a modern game on a modern system. Let's give it a lobby.
Right.
You know, like that.
Right.
That's not beyond
Matchmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think everything was intentionally made the way it was for a specific reason.
Yeah.
Do you think, I mean, you've gotten into it more than we have, obviously. Do you think that it is warranting the kind of critical acclaim it's receiving right
Definitely,
now?
yeah. Because of that learning curve, you get your ass kicked a bunch of times. Like, I spent the entire day yesterday on that first part, and then once I finally got past it, was when I figured out, oh, this is how the game works.
His face is just like, oh, it's so fucking brutal.
Yeah. Gavin's me yesterday today.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you figure out how it works, you feel yourself getting better at the game, and like, all right, I can do this now, and I can beat these guys easily, and I can make it through the level a little bit easier. And you figure out how the game works and how the map actually works, how you have to take a difficult path in order to unlock like a shortcut to be able to die and get back to where you were faster. So it's not necessarily like you die, you start all the way from the beginning. If you die and you discover a shortcut, then you could just take the shortcut and, you know, circumvent those enemies that you didn't want to fight. So it's not completely unforgiving, but it is still a difficult game to play.
Yeah. And I mean, that's what they intended. I like the fact that, I mean, there's games that are just brutally hard for no reason, but this game, I like the fact that its intent is to be hard, but like once you learn it,
it is intelligently difficult. It's challenging.
Right,
and
that's a good way of putting it.
You can't just rush into it, you know, with guns blazing or, you know, just swinging swords because you get your ass kicked.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to think about what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I think it's a good callback to the old school games that were actually pretty hard to beat.
Yeah.
You know.
There was the the one thing that I had a problem with was the button mapping on it, where like you use the L2 for the secondary the gun.
Yeah.
I feel like it should be L1, and now with this new PlayStation update, that L1 is something that I could make a reality now.
Yeah, even if they don't allow that in the game itself,
I can
you're
map
now
it.
able to do that. Yeah,
That's just one of the many updates that are part of this new, or one of the many inclusions to the new
most
PlayStation
recent update. Yeah,
Right. It's a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
especially go ahead.
Especially the mapping. That's just one of the small features that were included. Like another couple features were kind of conveniences, but this one is really like it expands their audience to millions more people who have handicaps or disabilities who aren't able to play these games because maybe they can't get their hand around the controller to hit R2 and, you know, X at the same time. Now they can map buttons so that they're closer together and they can play these games.
Yeah.
And I think that's really, really, really intuitive, and that's really going to help Sony out in the future by doing that. And I can only imagine other game developers are going to follow and do it as well.
As long as they can do that on their hardware, I'm sure that Sony starting this is going to cause a wave of other developers or other manufacturers doing that.
If I couldn't hold a game controller and you told me, PlayStation lets you map your own controls to whatever you
guess where I'm going.
Yeah,
seriously.
Yeah.
And I mean everything that they have done so far is in the interest of making sure that you don't play another console other than the PlayStation 4. Like the social networking, the button mapping, everything about it is like, you don't have to play anything else. We got you, baby. Come here. We got everything for you.
Yeah. They got verified accounts now. Yeah. So like on Twitter, if a celebrity jumps on, that celebrity has a verified PlayStation 4 account.
That's pretty cool.
Which is going to be awesome if you just bump into someone famous by accident just playing any game. Yeah. Which would be cool. You just whip, like, it depends. It'd be awesome. Like, you're playing Call of Duty. Someone jumps on that's famous. You're just like, yeah, I beat this guy's ass in Call of Duty.
I murdered Bill Murray.
And then tweet that shit immediately.
You tweet it to him, just like, fucked you up on this game, man.
That's fucking awesome. No, it is. It is. It really is.
Well, and add that to the already ingrained social media aspect of the PlayStation 4.
Right.
And I mean, you know, you can pretty much upload a video now on YouTube of you kicking a celebrity's ass.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
You can do that.
It's really awesome.
It's built in. It's all built in now.
Frankie Muniz gets humiliated.
Again.
What an obscure reference. And then they included the suspend resume feature,
which is great.
It's I mean, so convenient.
It's a no-brainer.
I mean, they've been promising it since they made it.
It's on the PS Vita. It's on a tiny, less powerful hardware.
Yeah.
And it can do it on a Vita.
Yep. Yeah. It's about time.
Yeah, it's seriously. From what I read, the Xbox One has been already doing that.
Yeah.
And it's high time the PlayStation. PlayStation should not be trying to play catch up to Xbox ever in any aspect.
They are with the PlayStation View now.
Let's not talk about that.
But that's actually its own independent service though.
Yeah, it
where
is.
Xbox is a pass through. You have to have a cable box first, and then have the Xbox for that to work.
That's kind of trash.
Xbox already has the third-party app. I forget what it's called, but it's a very popular one that people are using to circumvent having a cable box nowadays.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
We'll have to look up the name of it, but it's really popular, and people are starting to really use that as a legitimate. It's so popular
that the federal government is trying to crack down on it.
Exactly,
trying to stop
and that's how you know they're doing a good job.
Yeah.
Well, we want some of that money.
Exactly. I hear you're getting a lot of money. We need some of that. But anyway, so PlayStation is a little behind on that aspect because they don't have that third-party app.
But they're behind because they didn't focus on that garbage.
It's very
Xbox
true.
is behind because they did.
Yeah.
PlayStation went, let's go games first.
Exactly, and that's very true, but I'm just afraid that now that they have so much clout in the ecosystem, since there are so many... Oh, yeah, baby. David's slowly removing his sweater. Since PlayStation already has such clout in the ecosystem, because it far outsold most of the other consoles, I feel like they may be sort of letting their guard down too much and expanding a bit too much with the View and PlayStation Now, which
you don't
is...
Think how long is it? How long have they been out? How long has PlayStation 4 been out? You don't think it's about time
I think it's time that they start doing stuff like that.
Okay. Let's bring it back a little bit to Bloodborne. I'm sorry. Let's bring it back to Bloodborne, because Bloodborne I think is very important for PlayStation. Bloodborne is one of the only PlayStation exclusive games that actually came out when it was supposed to. Wasn't it delayed a little bit? Wasn't it delayed a little bit?
I don't know.
Not that I know of.
Okay, well, regardless.
Not to me.
Not to you. Regardless, it came out and it met expectation. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the few PlayStation exclusives that has been able to do that.
It's the second one this year.
Yeah.
What's the first one?
That is the first one this year. It is the second PlayStation 4 exclusive. The first one was The Order.
That didn't meet
that did not meet
that's what I just said. That it's the first one to meet expectations.
Yes.
It's the second exclusive.
Okay, yeah,
yes,
okay,
exactly. So.
But you got a problem, son?
Love The Order.
Yeah. Gavin loves The Order, but that's besides the point. Because that is the only PlayStation exclusive that has met expectation, I feel like they do need to press more on their games.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. They haven't proven themselves enough to start expanding yet.
It's been all talk as far as I'm concerned. Like
every game that they've come out with has been multi-platform. So I mean, they didn't have to succeed really with those games. Like a PlayStation exclusive such as Bloodborne has to succeed, and it has for the most part since this first week it's been out. It just came out this week, so it's succeeding so far. But yeah, you're right. I guess they would have to show, but I don't know though. We've talked about it in the past. Like exclusives aren't like what they used to be anymore, and I mean, we talked about why they shouldn't be even a thing anymore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think maybe PlayStation is like, it doesn't really matter. They're outselling the competition.
Mm-hmm.
So why not start trying to expand a little bit? They may be taking too large a stride in their step,
as they usually do,
with the View and PlayStation Now.
Mm-hmm.
But like if they were to focus on PlayStation Now, for instance, and then wait to see how the numbers reflect, and then start focusing on this TV service or whatever they're doing now.
Yeah.
That's one thing. But yeah, having both things and trying to say like have all these things now.
Right.
Yeah, that might be an overstep. I don't know.
They're coming
think
out,
so.
They are coming out with a bunch of shit. I think too soon within each other, because they had PlayStation Now they have PlayStation View, and then they had what was the other one? There was another PlayStation service that I'm forgetting.
PlayStation Music or whatever, Sony Music
It's
Unlimited.
It's too much shit.
Which they
too close together.
discontinued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Because of course they did. How many streaming services do people need?
yeah,
Like Spotify and Pandora, if you pay for them, do exactly what you want.
and they've gotten smart, and they're now with Spotify. Spotify's coming to PlayStation.
There you go.
So, there you go.
But I mean, like Jay-Z just bought a streaming service. Kanye West and Dame Dash, they're about to buy Karma Loop, which is like I don't know, it's like a street website or whatever. It doesn't matter. Jay-Z he's trying to develop a streaming service. Excuse me, Dr. Dre, huh? Amazon Prime. There's that streaming service. Dr. Dre has his own Beats streaming
Google Music.
service. Google Music. How many do you really need? I mean, I guess you have options now.
Yeah.
But I mean, do you use the Google Music streaming service was pretty convenient.
That's
I
just
liked
convenient
it.
for me.
I
Yeah.
liked it. I don't have a Google phone anymore though.
No.
None of my devices are really Google devices. So that doesn't really help me. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
guess having those options. But it just seems like already that industry is being flooded.
Yeah, it's
by
bloated.
yeah.
It just needs to be purged,
Yeah.
basically.
Anyway, I digressed a little bit.
Getting back to PlayStation.
Get back to PlayStation.
Yeah, I just think they're getting a little too big for their britches.
Mm-hmm.
Is all. But I mean,
But we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
I still haven't tried out any PlayStation Now titles, and I think that we should.
Yeah,
I think that
we
we
definitely
all
do.
should try one just to see how the streaming works, see
Uh-huh.
how the pricing works out, just so we can speak on it intelligently.
Right.
Because we haven't tried it out yet.
No.
We talked a lot. We trashed it when it first came out because
Sure
the
did.
pricing was stupid. It was just dumb.
I think it still is.
I like that the pricing.
No, the pricing now is good. Remember when
okay.
it first came out, it was dumb. I don't remember like the specifics, but I remember we all were
way
in
too
agreement.
much.
Like it was just too much for what they were offering at the
okay.
time. But now, the pricing is they worked it out.
Yeah, you even get like a 7-day trial if you haven't used it already yet.
I think we should. Yeah, I think we should all.
You can give it a try.
do it.
See how it
And-
works on our local Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
Some good games on there.
there are some good classic titles on there, so I think we should give it a shot.
Okay.
There's Metal Gear Solid 4, although I bought that for you and you never beat it. Yeah. Don't think I forgot.
Feel bad, Gavin.
Last of Us, Bioshock.
Don't change the subject.
Yeah, don't try to change the subject. Last of Us. I mean, I see what you're saying. There's quality titles on there, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Let me take a sip.
But
All right, that is not a sip. Okay.
Moving on.
All right. But yeah. Anyway, Bloodborne.
Good title.
5 out of 6.
5 out of 6.
5 out of 6.
5
It's a
out of
good
6.
game.
Are you
I keep
giving it
playing
a rating right now? Like
Right
you've
now.
you've played enough that you can give it a rating.
I've played plenty. Yeah.
Okay.
I've played plenty.
5 out of 6.
I mean,
there.
it's one of those games that I feel like it's unfair to make somebody beat for a full review.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
get
gonna
the
take a while.
experience.
It's gonna
you
be
get
pretty
it.
tough.
Let me tell you this. I started playing Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
I still have not beaten the first world. I'm still in the first world, where you were at.
Yeah.
I'm still in that area.
Yeah.
There are 5 worlds.
There are 5 worlds. I'm still in the first one.
Okay.
I've beaten 4 bosses now, and I'm still in there.
5 out of 6 though. That's how you know. Bloodborne, highly recommended. Moving on.
Okay.
Entertainment news.
Yep.
Ryan Reynolds tweeted out a picture of
His sexy body.
his sexy body. I can just Google
As he
image
does.
that. of him. I mean, to me, it looked like just a mock-up image of.
I was a bit confused about this too.
I thought it was the actual costume.
That's what people were saying.
Hold on.
Okay.
We're of course.
God damn it!
We're of course talking about the Deadpool costume.
Of course, that's what we're talking about.
Yes, we forgot to mention that part.
I know.
Ryan Reynolds tweeted out a picture of him laying on his side in front of a fireplace.
In a very Deadpool fashion.
Apparently wearing the costume that's going to be in the film. However, to me, it looks like a CG image.
Right.
Like it's strange.
Yeah, people keep saying it's like an exclusive image of the costume, but to me, it looks like you said, it looks like CGI.
Yeah, like you look at his eyes and they're like the glowing, like almost like a cartoon. I mean, it looked cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. So if it is the costume that he's actually wearing, that's dope. And if it's not the actual costume, but it is what he's going to be wearing, it's still dope.
It's still fine, yeah. It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's actually happening. That's what's exciting about that. I mean, we all, I think at this point have seen the 8-minute teaser thing that they came out with a couple of years ago.
That was basically just a proof of concept.
Yeah. But it just, it let people know that what people want from it might actually happen.
Yeah.
But we talked about the Deadpool, I think we talked about the Deadpool game and how the Deadpool movie would work with him being very self-referential and fourth wall breaking, and if it's going to get old in a movie like that. I mean, an hour and a half, maybe two hours of a hero breaking the fourth wall. I mean, I get tired of seeing that shit in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I see it fucking break the fourth wall, and I'm just like, all right, man, we get it.
Wink, nod.
Yeah, and it becomes too much on there. So I hope that they don't kind of
overdo it.
Yeah, but
it's so hard to not do it with a character like Deadpool, though.
Yeah,
I
mean,
that's part of his charm.
Exactly. That's what makes him so funny and so entertaining and so popular.
You gotta walk the line though, because it's not a comic.
Right.
Exactly. It's a different format.
Right.
So
like, who is he? Like in the comic, it's very self-referential.
Right.
It's very, you're winking at the audience a lot. You're winking at the reader. I mean, you're winking at the reader a lot. But with a film, I mean, there's only so much of that shit you can do in a movie.
Well, I mean, it takes you out of the movie.
Right.
Every time they do it.
Right.
So, I mean, in order for us to stay invested in the storyline and in the character, I mean, it can be really wacky and weird. I'm thinking something like Scott Pilgrim.
That was really dark and serious.
No, they can't do that.
It actually is a really dark and serious movie.
Like, no, well, I want it to be...
Wade Wilson's story?
Oh, story. You said movie.
No, his story.
Yeah.
No, but I would like it to be very dark, but like very black comedy. That's
exactly.
What I want.
I really, really hope they toe this line of having...
Vince Gilligan, where are you?
Yeah, come here. Come to us. Come to me. Come I really hope they toe this line of having that dark storyline told very flat and serious, and then having his like jokester persona being his way of like coping with the seriousness of his story.
Right.
Like you can tell he turns that on whenever he needs to, or else he's going to go crazy.
Right.
Well, he is crazy.
He is crazy, and that's exactly the point. I really hope they're able to pull off that duality of that character.
Yeah. Where
it's like there's such this storyline that could be taken so seriously and so dark, on top of a guy that screams chimichanga.
Yeah.
I mean, Ryan Reynolds, he truly believes in the character. He really loves the character. So, I mean, when you get a guy like that, it's basically a passion project for him.
Yeah.
It should be good.
But a lot of people make a movie, Marco.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you're right.
Should be good.
Yeah, you're right.
But I saw R.I.P.D.
Yeah, but these are movies that he's doing to kind of fucking
pay bills.
Right. I mean, these are the
so
money
he can
projects.
make the Deadpool
to fund Deadpool.
Exactly. He can do movies with Sandra Bullock and then do a Deadpool movie.
Sandra Bullock's though.
The Sandra Bullocks, though. In other news pertaining to images coming out on the internet and showing us what potentially could be.
Yes.
Spectre.
No, not that. Not yet.
Bless you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for getting that.
What?
Yes. God bless. God bless him. It's clearly just his sneeze that he was doing.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Jesse Eisenberg, there is an image of him as Lex Luthor. And it looks, to me, pretty fucking good. What do you guys think?
He's very bald.
He's very fucking bald.
Very bald.
Very bald.
He looks menacing.
Yeah.
He looks sick.
Yeah.
He looks like he can
he
make.
does kind of look sick.
kinda looks
He's
sick?
skinny. He's too slim to be that bald.
He's what?
I mean, he does, but he looks sickly
Yeah, he looks
in
like
that
a-
image.
There's a cap on baldness
yeah.
to skinniness ratio.
Yes, there
Because
is.
he looks like he has
definitely.
leukemia.
If you are
I hear
too
that.
skinny,
I
you should
understand.
not be bald.
I understand.
Yeah,
I get it now.
you
I
need
do.
to grow some hair out if you're too skinny. Definitely. I'm sorry to the skinny guys who can't grow hair, but you look like you have cancer. I'm sorry.
Oh well.
All right. There's that demo. Thanks, Mark.
Goodbye. Anyway, that image, like you said, it looks
Adult professional podcast.
10.5, homie, 10.5.
Every time.
It looks like you said. It looks very menacing.
Yeah.
I like Jesse Eisenberg. I think he's a very
too.
good actor. I think that he hasn't had enough roles to exemplify how diverse he can be.
Yeah, no.
Because he's been in a lot of roles where he just has to play this little, really, very nerdy,
Yeah.
quick talking, like blah, 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 kind of guy.
I'm neurotic.
Yeah.
I don't have a personality really, but
Right.
this is me.
Yeah.
So
he's basically been a character actor for most of the career he's had.
When he did that in The Social Network, it worked perfectly.
Oh, it's
That's why
so
he got
good.
an Oscar nomination
So
for it.
good.
It was perfect. But when you keep doing that over and over again, I mean, basically he's Mark Zuckerberg in
Zombieland.
Zombieland and Adventureland.
Adventureland too, yeah.
He's basically the same guy. So I'm really excited because I think he has the talent. I still think it's a strange choice, Jesse
It is.
Eisenberg to be Lex Luthor. But
I have a little bit of an idea of what Zack Snyder was thinking in that casting, because in the comics a lot of the times Lex is like buff and he's trying to be the perfect human that he can possibly be,
Right.
Because he's basically a humanist. You know, he doesn't like Superman because he's an alien and he
Yeah.
feels like Superman's a threat to all of humanity.
Yeah.
So he's trying to be
So he's like a good guy though.
yeah, pretty
well,
much.
I mean,
From his own
Kinda,
perspective, yeah,
yeah.
and
I
that
mean,
makes a good villain.
yeah, because
So-
you can empathize with him.
Exactly.
Even though you don't agree, I can see where he's coming from with
Right,
that.
exactly. So he feels like Superman will be the end of humanity, and if you've seen Man of Steel, I don't disagree.
Kind of wrecks an entire city.
Yes,
Kind of causes trillions of dollars
So-
worth of damage,
so, but
and then murders his relative.
yeah. Well, all that aside, I think the thing that they're doing with
Is Superman the villain in this movie?
I mean, he very well could be if Batman is coming out against him. You know, I think that'd be a pretty cool spin.
Depending on your perspective, yeah.
That'd be a
movie.
really cool, like Terminator 2 twist.
Yeah.
You know, where Superman's looked at as the bad guy, and he seems like the bad guy.
In the movie is Lex Luthor making a social network?
He might be. Actually, since you bring that up, in the Fantastic Four reboot, the one that they're doing right now,
Yeah.
apparently Doctor Doom doing pretty much that.
he's
It's
like
so-
making a social network.
Wait, what?
He's like
Is Fantastic Four just like a Facebook group?
he's an internet like activist. Let that sink in.
Victor Von Doom?
Yep, that's his screen name. Doctor Doom.
I don't like this already.
I'm done. Have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. It's been fun. It's been fun.
Why'd you do that?
I'm sorry. Anyway, going back to Superman,
Yeah.
what I think they're doing with that casting of him being so scrawny, unlike a lot of the times Lex is portrayed in the comics and in cartoons and stuff, I think they're making him the polar opposite of Superman.
Yeah.
You know, he is a skinny, scrawny, not not defined muscular specimen.
Right.
You know, he is the mental guy.
Unheroic looking.
Yes.
He jumps in the muscle suit or in the power suit.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. He can overcome that with his mind.
Right.
You know, Batman is sometimes put in that role too, where he has to overcome his physical limitations as a human by being smart.
Right.
You know, he's the great detective. But I think they're putting Lex in more of a place of he is the exact physical polar opposite of Superman and these superheroes.
Right.
He's a scrawny weakling that uses his mind to overcome that.
Yeah.
You know, and overcompensate for it.
Yeah.
On top of that.
Nah,
So
that's too heavy-handed. It's very Zack Snyder.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I was about
It's
to say,
very
did you
Zack
watch
Snyder.
Man of Steel? It was a
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
heavy-handed film. It was too much, and I guarantee. I mean, like this one's gonna be too much. It's gonna be too much. I think
Is it going to be too much?
I think it's gonna be too much. It might be too much though.
wait, but how much?
Too much.
Okay.
Just two.
Just too. Too much.
Yeah.
You've got Aquaman, Jason Momoa, which I mean we talked about it before. He looks dark as shit, but
He
he
could
looks
probably
awesome.
beat the shit out of Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he looks
Oh
awesome.
yeah,
And he's useless.
Then you've got
got sharks, though.
Gal Gadot
Gal Gadot.
as Wonder Woman. So
Yep.
you've got basically almost the entire Justice League going on in this movie. Man versus Bat. Superman versus Batman. Superman versus Batman is basically Justice League.
Yeah. Well, it's setting it up.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And I don't know. It might be a little too much.
We'll see. I mean, they
What-
might end up with a Spider-Man 3.
Robert Kirkman, they were asking him about it, and he was saying that this new Superman versus Batman is kind of derivative of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but they're going about it in the wrong way.
Well, yeah,
Whereas the Cinematic Universe, they gave you this movie, this movie, this movie, this movie, then the Avengers.
Yeah.
They're going Justice League. Now look at all these other movies that are plotting out.
Right.
And they're giving too much at one time before you kind of build the universe
Right.
around these movies and these characters.
I think Robert Kirkman is a listener because we actually brought that point up too. So,
yeah, that's right.
hi Rob.
You're welcome. He probably doesn't like how we feel about Walking Dead.
Probably that's the show. The comics are fine.
No, the comics, they're great, but
Yeah.
the show sucks. No, it doesn't suck. It doesn't suck. It could be better. It could be better. It doesn't suck, but it could be.
We are going off the rails.
You're right. Let's get it back on track.
Okay.
So, The Walking Dead.
Destiny.
Both
Cool.
these images are. I mean, it just gets me excited about what the
Possibility
movies
of
that
it.
are coming out. Yeah.
I want to talk about Spectre.
So then let's do it.
All right.
It's trailer trash. Trailer trash.
It's not trailer trash.
It's trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
Pristine trailer.
What?
That's
best
the wrong
trailer.
one. We've
We're
been
in a
over this.
Caribbean club. Shake that ass, mama. Shake that ass, mama. Let's try one more
Trailer
time.
trash.
Trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
God damn
my
it!
God.
Anyway, the new Spectre trailer has been released.
It sure has.
It's not really a trailer; it's more like a teaser.
It's a teaser.
What do you guys think?
I'm in love.
Made me excited.
Yeah.
It looks good,
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see Christoph Waltz.
definitely.
Lots of promise in his villainry.
He's been a great villain, or I should say, he's played every role wonderfully.
Yeah. No, Christoph Waltz is the man.
Yeah.
So funny how his career is, right?
Yeah,
Like he just
seriously.
showed up.
Yeah, he just popped up one day and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna win all the Oscars ever."
Imagine being his kid and you just got in trouble.
No.
to have
Yeah.
SS
To have fucking the Jew hunter
Hansa.
just like scold you like
Jesus.
very calmly, but you're about to get some shit.
Yeah.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Imagine if he was your boss.
No.
Be the worst.
He was in Horrible Bosses.
Oh.
I don't
I
know
would
if,
have to quit.
if anybody ever
I would
saw
have to
Horrible
quit.
Bosses too, but I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I didn't
'cause
either.
I'm not gonna watch movies like that. But Christoph Waltz. I mean, I don't know. Did you guys see the first Horrible Bosses?
No,
Yes.
I didn't watch it.
You watched it?
Yeah.
I didn't
Gavin, did you watch it? I know you watched it, motherfucker. It wasn't bad. I mean,
I heard it was pretty funny.
yeah, it wasn't. That's why they make a part 2. Cause
Yeah, it made money.
Enough people thought it was funny.
Yeah. For some reason I lumped that movie along with Hot Tub Time Machine.
Really?
I think they came out
Around the same
Oh,
time.
the hell they did not.
I
think
thought they
they did.
did, yeah.
I think they came out around the same time.
They seemed around the same like level of comedy, and
Yeah.
it seemed like you know,
Horrible Bosses is way better than Hot Tub Time Machine.
Okay.
It is.
both got sequels.
And Horrible Bosses is not like, a classic comedy, but
Right.
it's
funny.
It's good.
Has its
It's good.
moments.
It's definitely better than Hot Tub Time Machine. Hot Tub Time Machine, it goes down that road of being like really around the same time.
A year later.
Yeah.
So no.
All right.
Well, I mean, in movie time,
Let's pretend it's 2011.
Isn't that the only time
Hot
Mark?
Tub Time Machine came
Movie
out a year
time.
ago.
okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Hot Tub Time Machine tries too hard, I think, to be like over the top
Yeah.
and kind of ridiculous.
Plus their cast is kind of like,
I like John Cusack and Craig Robinson.
hold on. How's this about Spectre?
Seriously.
I was about to give everybody just a classic segue and just be like, whose cast isn't
Spectre.
Spectres. Shit's
so,
solid.
So the actual teaser itself, very dark.
Less than
very
2
menacing.
minutes
Yeah.
and still set a very strong mood.
Yeah. Very very expert teaser. You
Yeah.
know, because I've seen some teasers where I'm like, just like, fuck, man.
Yeah, it's just like the name of the movie.
Yeah.
Thanks for having a voiceover and showing me the title.
But this one was pretty solid. It
Yeah.
gave you a little bit of information, just enough to get you interested. Made some references to the last movie. You see a little bit of Daniel Craig, and you see that silhouette of Christoph Waltz.
And his comb over.
Menacing, man.
Yeah.
Menacing. That's good stuff. That's how you do a teaser.
Do you think?
That's how you get people.
Do you think he has a cat in his lap?
He has to. He has to. That character generally does.
Yeah. That's that was the same with when you know you got a good teaser like Guardians of the Galaxy, for instance. Their teaser was really excellent because they used the blue suede,
Yeah, hooked on a feeling.
that song in the teaser, and it was just enough to get people to go, that looks fun as hell.
Yeah, that's different.
What the fuck are you doing? He got bored. He got bored over there.
He's dressed like a child. Look at him.
Yeah, I am obsessed with that movie. Yeah, he is.
He looks like a 1920s baby.
He looks like Ness from.
He does look like Ness. Gavin, come into frame for a second. Come on. Show the crowd. There he is. Go play with a
A yo-yo.
yo-yo or
Okay.
one of those loops.
PK Fire.
The 1920s kids with a stick and the hoop. They run around with it.
Anyway.
What is this guy talking
Am I the
about?
only?
I have no idea.
You know what I'm talking about. He knows what I'm talking about.
The reason I brought up Guardians, other than the fact that I fucking love that movie, is
It's
because
it's gonna be as good as Spectre, right, Marco?
Yeah.
Back to Spectre.
Bringing it back in. Jesus.
That was very dramatic. Anyway, bring it back to Spectre.
This summer.
Really good teaser. What was the other teaser that came out? There was another trailer that came out.
I think Spectre was the only one that mattered.
Is that the only one that trailer tracked?
Yeah,
You sure?
I think so.
There was one more.
I think there was one more.
There's always one more.
There can only be one.
Anyway, talking about
it's Spectre.
Oh, you mean Spectre? Spectre was the
Talking-
other one.
It's just the only one.
talking.
Why you
talk-
guys can't have the beer.
That's true. This is a disaster. Talking about 007 a bit more, I like the Daniel Craig run so much because it is so coherently connected.
Yeah.
That continuity is just awesome
You've
to me.
never seen that in a 007.
No, they always have references and
Yeah.
stuff, and that's cool. But like, for the most part, they've never had a concurrent
Which
run
doesn't
like
make
that.
sense. Why the hell wouldn't they do that?
I don't know. Well, I mean, they change 007 so often, and
Yeah, but still, like even between 007s, I would have a continuous storyline, and just have like the actor switch off, just
Yeah.
part of the thing.
I think it was when those movies came out. Like the Pierce Brosnan films, for instance, they came out in the mid 90s,
and
they
those were just janky, like
exactly.
action movies.
But that's all they needed to be.
Yeah.
They made millions of dollars at the box office.
I mean, you can say the same thing about the Sean Connery runs too. You know,
Yeah.
like it's a
70s film. Why would they have all that continuity? Why would they even try when they know
Right.
they could bring people in because of Sean Connery?
it was treated as a very light piece of fiction.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's fun.
But it's not. You think Ian Fleming wrote all those thick ass books
Yeah.
for a shitty action
Actually,
movie?
Casino Royale is like super thin.
You're
Yeah.
super thin.
Thank you so much. It
Welcome.
makes me
I don't
feel
think they
good.
did contracts the same way back then because Daniel Craig has expressed interest of wanting to get done with this.
Yeah, he wants to finish.
but
Like he
he's in
doesn't,
contract.
Yeah,
and he's gonna let Idris Elba step up.
I really hope so.
Yeah,
Be the
seriously.
best.
I mean, they have to do that soon though, because Idris is getting old.
Yeah, he's getting old, man. So if they don't do it like within like
He's got the
2 or
gray
3
beard going.
years,
The worst thing, I think, the worst thing would be if they made Benedict Cumberbatch the next Bond.
He can't do it. He can be cute.
He couldn't.
He can be cute.
He could be cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. He
Cool.
could be
He'd be a
cute.
good villain.
yeah, he'd be a
He'd
good
be a good
villain
villain too. Yeah.
His turn in Star Trek was really good.
Yeah.
So he could be
Yeah,
he
you're
could be a
right.
solid
You're
villain.
right, Yeah.
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 True.
Even in Sherlock, he's pretty dark.
Yeah.
He's kind of an asshole.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he could do it. But yeah, really excited about Spectre.
Yup.
That's
yeah.
it's a good teaser.
Yeah.
That's how you do
And
teasers.
this is his final, Daniel Craig's final movie, right? As
don't know.
Bond.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if that was official, because I mean Skyfall could have been the last movie.
The final one, yeah.
The sky is falling.
Please don't ever do that again.
That's how it goes, right?
Just you are Adele.
Fucking right.
Anyway. No, stop it. Stop it.
All right.
This is the Chicken Little version.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was the other thing?
Fast and the Furious, man. What are you crazy?
That comes out this week?
Yeah, April 3rd.
Oh,
I'm
my
all over that
God.
shit.
I'm so excited.
We're going to talk about this again?
Yes.
No.
Suffice to say, we're fucking watching that shit, and then next episode, get ready for a full-on review.
Spoiler alert.
Yes,
Just
spoiler filled.
Spoiler filled.
Just if you're not seeing it this weekend, fuck off. No, seriously. Listen to the next week. We love you.
Yeah, please. Thank you.
Anyway, I think that's a pretty good place to cap this motherfucker off.
Totally.
This has been the One Baron Podcast, episode 55 for Margo Dupa, Adam Obesis Rodriguez,
Yes.
Drunk Dave Romero,
I'm not drunk.
and Gavin Brenner.
Brenner?
Brenner.
Close enough.
I said Brenner.
You
I
said Brenner.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. Drink delicious beer and have a good evening.
Later.
If I